is up, everybody? Welcome back to the homestead. If you are new to our channel, my name is Liz.
And I am Mike.
And we are standing on our 9.5 acre North Idaho homestead. We have some pretty fun, chilly projects going on today, right?
Yeah, we are using our 1988 John Deere 690 to move some logs down here at the bottom. We have just a little bit of cleanup left to do here before winter.
Yeah. So let's get right to it.
That far pile is going to get moved, so I'll pick them up and swing them over and set them like here.
Yeah.
Then you clean up that area, and that's going to be the first spot where we start moving these down. Because it's going to be way easier to move them down than it's going to be to like swing them around.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of you guys know that earlier in the summer, Mike and I purchased a couple of log truck loads of different kind of trees, and we've been using them for various projects. So right now what we're doing is separating the logs between big enough to mill and not big enough to mill, basically. We do not want these logs sitting here all winter long, because by the time spring rolls back around and the snow melts, things are going to be really wet, and a lot of these logs are going to start rotting, and that's not what we want. So we are going to be separating them and getting them up off the ground. We're gonna have to set some trees down, you know, horizontally, and then lay the rest of the logs on top, like vertically, I guess, the other way, so that these logs aren't sitting right on the ground to like rot and mold and become unusable. There's a bunch of different sizes in here, so a lot of the sizes are going to be good for milling. Some of the trees are going to be good for firewood. Some we're going to be able to use as poles and like kind of random stuff. So that's what we want to get these trees separated into today. So Mike's kind of moving these right now, just out of the way. We've got to get this back pile moved forward and separated. So this front pile here, he's just kind of moving them out of the way for now. Still quite a few trees. We ended up using a lot for various projects like milling and firewood, but a little goes a long ways. A couple of truckloads goes a really long ways around a homestead like this. So it's pretty awesome. This pile that Mike moved first is mostly a bunch of ponderosa pine that we actually cut down from our property. So there's 3 different piles. Most of these ones are the ones we cut down, and then the other 2 are the trucks that we ordered. We are super impressed with how well this excavator started up, even though it's about 20 degrees in the sun. A lot of times the diesels don't do very good when it's super cold out, but this is a really awesome machine. We bought it for our homestead to do a couple of really big projects, and it turns out it's extremely versatile for moving big trees like this, mostly for our sawmill, but for pretty much everything. We live on a mountain, so we end up naturally having a lot of things to dig, a lot of dirt to move. When you are starting a homestead from scratch, like a piece of land that has nothing on it, there's a ton of work that goes into it, and we have definitely learned how important it is to have a nice piece of equipment. And this excavator is awesome. We absolutely love it. It gets the job done and then some. You can already see that Mike is starting to separate these. This is a tree that we saved that we thought would make like a cool bench or like do something with it. It's not going to make good firewood. It's not really going to be that great for milling. These ones here, probably going to be used as poles. They're too skinny to mill, and you know, we might as well use them as poles or firewood. But the ones that are that size, most likely going to be used as poles. So Mike's kind of just trying to flatten it out as much as possible, so the ground is at least pretty level to set the logs on. Mike's pulling out the logs right now that we're going to be using. I'll just call them like stickers. Cut them to size and then set the rest of the logs on top of them. So they're up off the ground. They have airflow underneath. They're not sitting like directly in the wet mud or like the wet dirt. So yeah, that's what the chainsaw is for. Mike got this pile looking really good. He's moving on to the second one now, cutting the logs to go underneath to get them up off the ground, and move that back pile over and get the rest of these on there. Look at the size of this tree. Huge. This pile of millwood is looking awesome. This is a cool tree. I think it's huge. Zoom that out a little. Really cool looking.
All right, guys, so we got Liz trying out the excavator. See if she can't move the last of these logs into this little pile here. Is this the first time you've ever
Tried to pick anything up on this thing?
Yeah. Good luck. You should be able to get them like right where they're at. They're in a really good spot to just reach out and grab them. This excavator is a little difficult because the thumb is fixed, guys, so you cannot move the thumb. You only can move the bucket, so you kind of have to have whatever you're picking up in a pretty perfect location. When you reach them way out like this, it's a lot easier. So those should be pretty easy to pick up. little higher. Okay, now go backwards. Go. Okay, go this way more. Okay. Come on. Good job.
It is super nice to have it kind of cleaned up down here and have all of these logs up off the ground and organized. Like we were saying earlier, we organize them into millwood, which is this pile here that we're sitting on. There's a bunch of poles that are stacked up over there. We hope to build a pole barn down here in our lower landing one day. There's a pile just like strictly for firewood that will end up burning. So yeah, it's important to have this wood up off the ground so that it doesn't rot, especially since we purchased a lot of it. You definitely don't really want any to go to waste if you can help it.
Yeah, especially when you paid for it, and the stuff that we cut down, you know, a lot of time and effort goes into that. And I even noticed myself like almost going to leave logs back in the bushes here. Is like, wait a second,
Yeah.
you cut that tree down, go and get that like little chunk there.
Yeah, even if you just burn it for firewood, like it comes in handy.
Yeah,
sure.
useful for something for sure. Yeah, so really nice to have this cleaned up down here, and I think just in the nick of time for winter. As you can see, there's snow on the ground, but like it's not really winter yet totally. We haven't had any good snow yet.
Yeah.
But it is on its way.
I know, I was saying like in the beginning of the video, we've had like a pretty major cold snap here for like the last week or two. It's only the middle of November, but it's a lot colder than like say it was last year. So we're kind of just still getting used to that, even though like it's nice and sunny. The weather, it's probably only like 25 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's chilly, very chilly. It was nice in the sun, but as soon as that sun goes down, it's cold. So
it goes down quick.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
See ya. Lost his ball.